Alrighty, this will be the People News. One more time at it, non-attorney, not giving legal advice. Anything I say or do is just opinion, okay? And due to my research of my opinion, okay? Use the Second Amendment, arm yourself with knowledge, okay? And this is education, y'all. He's hearsay, I'm hearsay, judges are hearsay, attorneys hearsay, everybody's hearsay, say. Alright, so my previous video was the same guy, but I shut it off just before the prosecutor was going to speak. And I thought, I can't just leave it hanging like that without the prosecutor at least putting his 2 cents in. So this is the reason why I got ahead and decided to do this, the second edition to the video. But again, if you want to go check him out, okay? What's the best way to do that? Okay. It's a long name. Alright, so if that helps you any, there you go. Alright, let's get back to the court case. There we go. Gee Louise.
Recuse yourself. I'll file the motion. Don't worry. You'll see.
Yeah, my turn, Your Honor. First thing the state's going to ask for is a motion to modify the conditions of release. All these requests are going to be directly stemming from the case. They're not going to impact Mr. Myers' ability to defend the case in any way. Mr. Myers has taken the information the state has provided under Rule 15 and posted on the internet. That's a violation of Rule 15.5.
Oh, sir, objection. We're not fucking having. You better fucking hold the. You better hold the law.
Sit down.
A violation's a violation.
I said sit down. You'll have a chance.
You don't get to stand over there and cry victim. He's the fucking state of Arizona and the burden of.
Oh, right, you are allowed to eject and just jump. The judge just automatically jumps in. No, there's ejection. But the judge shouldn't ask why there's ejection.
On him. Right. Give me the fucking witness list. You want to sit over there and talk shit about what I violated? Sure. Guess what? I didn't post shit until he violated the August 9th rule. So if you don't follow the rules, you don't get to enforce them. I get it. I feel you, sir. I feel you, sir. It's not the person. It's not the person. It's not the person. It's not the person. It's fucking business, man. It's business. This is my 4th judge. This is 106 days. 106 days into the case. You only have 180.
Included time. You file a motion.
I did not file. This is the bullshit, sir. There's no fucking motion filed by me to continue, and that's the bullshit Crenshaw tried to pull. The last judge tried to pull. I did not file a fucking motion to continue anything. I filed one before my 11th pretrial. I then withdrew that motion. It was ruled on, withdrew. I showed up at the fucking hearing. Crenshaw wrote that shit on there. I filed a motion showing that wasn't true. They didn't fucking hear it because it said bullshit. You better not, sir. You better not come in here and state into that fucking microphone that I filed something to continue my trial. That will be the misconduct commission complaint that you can't fucking read. I did not continue shit. Pull the fucking motion out where I asked to continue my trial. Every fucking day in this case is included. Don't pull that bullshit. I don't give a fuck what you got to say. Look at the record. Read the fucking thing. It says that I filed the motion. Show me the fucking motion where I continued my trial. Show me it. Pull it out. It's in the file. Pull it out. Walker, pull it out, bro. Pull it out. Pull out the fucking motion that I filed to continue the trial. But that's what I'm saying, sir. You don't get to make the law up. You get to follow it. I just read you why you're breaking the law and you look me dead in the face. And he's not allowed to sit here and talk bullshit. Everything I've said it might be loud, it might be obnoxious, but it's legally based. He's trying to bias.
I do have to say, for judges, it's not going to be very often. The patience this judge has, okay, is by far one of the best I've ever seen, okay? And, dare I say it, every judge should be doing this when the people have been violated, right? And understand the frustration. We should act in honor, but if it keeps happening over and over and over, sometimes you have to just call it out bluntly and rudely.
The jury, you just sat here and looked me dead in the face, sir, and said that time included. Oh, you obviously haven't done your research on this case. Clearly haven't read the record. You're just going off the fucking surface level bullshit. You saw something in there. Just because Cranshaw claims I filed a continuance to cover his ass, that doesn't mean I filed the continuance. Walker didn't file a continuance. Neither one of us moved to continue the trial date. I have emails from him.
And by the way, you could put in your paperwork a little secret note, basically, and see if the judge has read it. Like the wet dog running up the road, kind of spotted in there every so often. And then you just challenge the judge. Well, I'm under assumptions that you have a question about the wet dog running down the road. Well, no. Well, it's in my paperwork. Have you not read it? Right? Because they don't read it. And to actually get a correct ruling on this and make sure both parties are on the par, right? The judge has got to actually have some form of understanding in the documents. That way they both don't go off outside the four corners. And that's the reason why a lot of times you see the prosecutors actually stepping outside the four corners. Because, number one, your attorney or you don't call them out on the outside the four corners. And the judge is definitely not stepping outside the four corners because he never read it.
Stating he doesn't know why it was granted. He didn't move to continue. He agrees with me. It should not be continued. So I can show you an email from the state saying he wanted this.
So we can just move on. I agree that Mr. Myers has never filed a motion to continue. So can we just move on past this?
So we could just move on past the fact that the law says if no motion to continue is filed, you have to dismiss with prejudice, because unless you do it with if neither one of us moves, the only way you can do it is something signed by the Arizona Supreme Court Chief Justice saying you're suspending Rule 8. Neither one of us said this. You just said time included. There's no suspension of Rule 8 here. Every fucking day, second time since I've been falsely arrested is counted in this case. Where's the fucking arresting officer? Sir, so right now you need to tell him he needs to produce the officer for an interview. They won't fucking give me the officer that arrested me on the side of the road, put me in the cop car for an hour and a half. They will not make him available for a pretrial interview. We know he's not the victim, other than a victim of his own stupidity for arresting me and getting himself into this. Where's the fucking witness? So 105 days in, they won't give me the witness list. They won't produce the arresting officer. They're lying to you about the case being continued. You don't have time to have a fair trial. We're at day 106. You have till day 180. That's tactical advantages. I've read all the Supreme Court case law. They're doing this to gain a tactical advantage that gives you the power to dismiss it with prejudice. I can show you the fucking case law just like I did in my motion. See, I'm arguing from the Supreme Court. He's arguing from his feelings. The Supreme Court of Arizona, sir, is ultimately going to be the arbiter of your decisions. And that's what I'm telling you. You better think twice before you violate Lane Myers. And that's not a threat, sir. I'm going to apply the law to you just like you. So this case is, I'm charged with 2 counts or whatever for her lying bullshit. Well, he thinks that I'm being prosecuted for whatever this charge is. And I'm standing here saying, all I see on this ticket is, and the judge's career, and the prosecutor's career, and the officer's career. So there's a conflict of interest with all of us right now. Because it's not even a conflict of interest, though. It's a conflict of intent. The intent by this prosecutor is to get off some charges to prevent the officer being sued from unlawfully arresting me. Otherwise, why wouldn't he make the officer available? Why haven't I been able to question my accuser? Why did the man that held me in handcuffs, sir, and the most disturbing part is, while being in handcuffs on the side of the road for an hour and a half, the cop looked me dead in the fucking face, and you're going to see this on his body cam, and he said, a jury's just 12 people too stupid to get out of jury duty. And you're right, the judge might dismiss this case, but you got to deal with me fucking with you tonight. This fucking cop said that on the body cam, for the whole world to see, and he's worried about me releasing it because it looks fucking bad, because before he came and arrested me, Your Honor, He put this woman in handcuffs because she asked him to. The victim was playing BDSM in the parking lot with the cop saying, "Sir," he walked up. I feel you. I won't use that. I got you. Hey, no, he let her handcuff her. She got the look at the. She got to read the police department laptop. Watch the video, sir. Watch the video. I'm not taking it down either. The whole world needs to see what happened to this. The whole world needs to see what happened. She asked the cop to arrest her. They sat there for 45 minutes. The cop said he could beat her. No, dude, there's no trial. You're about to dismiss this case. Okay, well, there won't be no trial with you then.
My turn, Your Honor.
To lie.
Back to what I was saying. Under 15.4D, none of this material is supposed to be disseminated.
He's talking about the police report and the body cam. See how he's saying material? Police reports and body cam. Police reports and body cam. Police reports and body cam. Police reports. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Material that's provided under Rule 15, like the body worn camera and the police reports, is not to be made public. So on that basis, Mr. Myers has violated Rule 15. The videos need to be removed from YouTube, number one.
They're not coming down.
Number two,
Ever.
if you don't come down, the state's going to ask the court that you hold him in contempt.
And I'll do it. Pay, how much do I owe? The videos are not coming down, sir, ever.
Second thing is...
It's my First Amendment right. And no, hold on. Objection. I know. Let me peacefully... All right. Let me peacefully... I have an objection to what he just said. Let me peacefully make my objection, sir.
Please, can we move on?
He just said that... Hold on. Time out. No, sir. I have the opportunity to be heard.
What he's done.
No.
What he's done.
Directly to what he just said.
He's done.
I'm objecting what he just said. I want to put an objection on the record to the first thing he just said. He said that I was releasing body cams and and body worn camera and police reports that they provided. That's wrong. I got it from a public record request from Chris Avey, city attorney. So anything I get from a public record request, I can put on my YouTube channel. Now it might be the same material that's in their disclosure, but we could go to court. Charge me with contempt. I'll show you the public record request. You can see a video on my YouTube of me giving the public record request to Chris Avey, and Chris Avey going, "Here, take a picture of me." Chris Avey stands on my thing and goes, "Look, I got your public record request." So he's lying again. He's lying. He just said I should be held in contempt for releasing a public record received under a public records request. He's lying. He's attempting to manipulate because I sound crazy and all that. He's trying to be the voice of reason. He's the voice of lies.
Right there again, right? He's calling them out on their crap. How many attorneys would do that? And how many of y'all would do that? And actually just keep standing on it.
He gets to tell you what you need to do.
I'm requesting to modify Mr. Myers' conditions of release accordingly. Number two, Mr. Myers needs to be directed not to have any direct contact with judges, court staff, city prosecutor staff, or other city employees. If he wants to do something on a case, he can file a motion through the appropriate...
He just asked you, objection, public officials. I can contact public officials at any time. Every person he just said is a public employee. You will not take away my rights.
Boom, right there again. He put an objection on there. Where in the world did this prosecutor even get the right to even speak to say, hey, we're going to shut down your First Amendment? And I don't know, people. That they really wanted to get him hard, don't they?
Every person he said, though, was public record, public official.
And these are people that Mr. Myers has been harassing and calling cunts, among other things, Your Honor.
Objection. Irrelevant, man. What the fuck does that got to do with what I did on May 20th? Who I called a cunt. He's tainted. That's irrelevant. You're allowing him to prejudice the jury, sir. You're supposed to be impartial. That means that if the jury was sitting here, you wouldn't allow him to say that I called a public employee a cunt that has nothing to do with this case. So you have to act the same as if the jury was sitting there, sir. That's how you have to be at all times, an impartial jury.
Let me ask you this question. How do I know what he's going to say to this person?
Who? Ahead of time.
How would I know ahead of time?
Ahead of time what he's going to say.
How would I know ahead of time he's going to say what he's going to say?
Well, now that he said it, why didn't you say that's irrelevant? Why didn't you say that has nothing to do with his guilt or innocence on May 20th? Then why the fuck? That's the third case courtroom I've been in where he talked about me calling him cunts. Hey, cunt is free speech. Whatever. So,
But it's not polite speech.
I don't care if it's polite.
In this courtroom, you be acting.
I understand. Don't call nobody in here. But I'm saying, he's saying that in my communications with public officials, I've called them that, right? That word, right? That's my right. Okay? And it has nothing to do with whether I'm guilty or innocent with what happened at O'Reilly Auto Parts on May 20th. What public, so why is he, do you understand? Why is he talking about it?
Just in case you guys didn't hear, the judge says, I agree. Well, wait a minute. Why was you objecting to his ejection? Right? Why did you interrupt? Why he's trying to object?
Your Honor, the court can impose modified conditions of release for the protection of anyone in the community, and of course have wide discretion to do that. It is not onerous to ask Mr. Myers not to call court staff or not public officials.
Take away my rights is onerous.
Cunt number 3.
You're a cunt, bro. Your wife's a cunt.
Your Honor, I'd ask Mr. Myers to be held in contempt.
I'll pay the fine. You're a cunt. Your wife's a cunt. How much is the fine? Well, you think jail's... So now you definitely are removed from the case because you just threatened me with jail. Just like Crenshaw did. And look what happened when Crenshaw threatened to throw me in jail.
Number 3.
Put me in jail for saying it. I dare you.
The state will respond to any substantive motion filed that is not...
I mean, got to love it, people. Just got to love it.
stricken by the court.
How can my motion be needed? Here's my motion. Permission to approach. Here's my motion. Permission to approach, sir.
But if you're going to do this, y'all, you need to stand there and stay strong and suffer the consequences, right? Because we're dealing with corruption, okay? They're always lying. So you got to know you're dealing with corruption. So you're going to have to take one on the chin sometimes.
No contact with non-court prosecutor who are not immediately.
His wife's a public official. His wife is a public employee. Don't let him gaslight us.
Like the voicemail Mr. Myers left for my wife saying...
Yeah, and I'm going to keep sending her fucking emails and calling her because she's a public official.
And the email that he sent to me saying he was going to come pay my wife a visit and then come...
Now he's lying. Here, sir, I'm going to show you permission to approach. I got the email right here. I said I'm going to go knock on his neighbor's doors and ask him if they want to vote for Trump. That's what I said. So he's twisting the narrative. He's a squeamy little bitch. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, dude, you're letting this fucking prosecutor embarrass the entire profession. You and this prosecutor are embarrassing the entire legal profession right now. Unless you're about to dismiss this for all his fucking games. He can't make a serious argument. Oh, the police said this. This is what happened. Nothing. It's, oh, he called him a cunt. Oh, he emailed my wife who's a public official. Oh, he said he's going to come put a billboard sign for Trump next to my neighbor. I didn't say I'm coming to his house. I said I'm going to go to his neighbor's house. It's fucking public record. He's a public official. It's public record. You can type Matt Walker in Google. You'll know exactly where he lives. He's a public official. He has a less expectation of privacy than a private citizen. I've checked all the laws for residential picketing. I'm not breaking the law, so why is he bringing it up? I'm hurting his feelings. Fuck his wife. She's a cunt. She's a public official. Whatever. I can talk to public officials as long as I don't threaten them. I can go. I went and stood in front of Laura Conover's house. She didn't tell the fucking judge. Oh, he came in front of my house. He called me a cunt. I call Laura Conover a cunt every day.
We're going to go ahead and kind of end it here. But once they get through this process, I will not be surprised one bit if he's on a list, a do not detain list. They do not want to go through this process with this guy again, y'all. And my friend in Odessa actually went through the whole court case and this, that, here, and there. And he's on a do not detain because they don't want him involved in the courts. They're too smart, you know. And just saying, when people actually really know the rights and how to go into court and stand as a man, the courts don't want to mess with you. Just saying. This is We the People News. Bye, y'all.